The lab was eerily quiet as Dr. Sarah Chin peered into her microscope, her breath caught in her throat. What she saw defied explanation. The sample before her pulsed with an otherworldly energy, unlike anything in known science. Her heart raced as she realized the magnitude of her discovery. This wasn't just groundbreaking. It could revolutionize our understanding of the universe itself. Rewind 72 hours. Sarah had been poring over data from deep space transmissions, searching for patterns in the cosmic background radiation. It was tedious work, the kind most of her colleagues avoided, but Sarah had always been drawn to the mysteries lurking in the spaces between stars. That persistence paid off when she detected an anomaly, a repeating signal so faint it was almost undetectable. Most would have written it off as instrument error, not Sarah. She spent the next 2 days isolating the signal, refining her instruments to pick up every nuance. What emerged was astonishing. A complex message, undeniably artificial in origin. The implications were staggering. This wasn't just proof of alien life. It was a deliberate transmission. Someone, or something, out there wanted to be heard. Decoding the message became Sarah's obsession. She worked around the clock, fueled by caffeine and the thrill of discovery. The breakthrough came in the early hours of the morning when she cracked the first layer of encryption. What she found made her blood run cold. It wasn't just a greeting or a cosmic hello. The message contained schematics, formulae, and instructions unlike anything in human science. With trembling hands, Sarah followed the alien directives, assembling a device from lab equipment and modified components. She knew she should alert her superiors, but a nagging fear held her back. What if they shut down her research? What if governments tried to weaponize this knowledge? No, she had to understand it first. The completed device hummed to life, emitting a soft purple glow. Sarah hesitated for just a moment before activating the final sequence. A beam of energy lanced out, striking a prepared culture dish, and that's when everything changed. The microscopic sample writhed and transformed before her eyes, rearranging itself on a fundamental level. It was as if the very laws of physics were being rewritten on a cellular scale. Sarah watched in awe as new structures emerged, defying everything she thought she knew about biology and matter itself. Her mind raced with the possibilities. If this process could be controlled, refined, it could revolutionize medicine, solve the energy crisis, perhaps even unlock the secrets of faster-than-light travel. But a chill ran down her spine as darker implications surfaced. In the wrong hands, this power could be catastrophic. A noise in the hallway snapped Sarah back to reality. She quickly shut down the device, her heart pounding. How long had she been lost in her observations? Sunlight was already streaming through the lab windows. She needed to act fast, to secure her discovery before anyone else stumbled upon it. As Sarah began frantically gathering her notes and samples, a shadow fell across the doorway. She froze, slowly turning to face the intruder. Her eyes widened in shock as she recognized the figure standing there. Dr. Chen, a familiar voice said, tinged with an emotion Sarah couldn't quite place. "I think it's time we had a talk about your extracurricular research." Sarah's mind raced. How much did they know? How long had they been watching? She gripped the edge of her lab bench, steadying herself. Everything hinged on what she did next. The future of humanity might very well rest in her hands. The figure took a step into the lab, the fluorescent lights illuminating a face that Sarah had trusted for years. But now she saw something different in those eyes, a hunger, a desperation that made her blood run cold. "Sarah," the voice softened, almost pleading, "you have no idea what you've stumbled into. There are forces at work here beyond your imagination. Please, for your own safety, hand over your research." Sarah's gaze darted between her visitor and the alien device, still pulsing with that eerie purple light. In that moment, she knew she faced an impossible choice: comply and potentially lose control of a discovery that could reshape humanity's destiny, or risk everything to protect knowledge that might be too dangerous for anyone to possess. Her fingers tightened around the data drive in her pocket. Whatever she decided, the consequences would ripple across the stars. The fate of 2 worlds now hung in the balance, with Sarah Chin caught in the middle of a cosmic tug-of-war that was only just beginning. Sarah's mind raced, weighing her options in a fraction of a second. She knew her visitor, Dr. Evelyn Roberts, head of the astrophysics department and her mentor for the past 5 years. But the look in Evelyn's eyes told Sarah that their relationship had fundamentally changed. "I can't do that, Evelyn," Sarah said, her voice steadier than she felt. "You know what this could mean for humanity. We can't let this fall into the wrong hands." Evelyn's expression hardened. "You don't understand the forces at play here, Sarah. There are things you don't know, dangers you can't comprehend." As if on cue, a commotion erupted in the hallway. Heavy footsteps approached, accompanied by urgent voices. Sarah's heart sank as she realized the choice had been taken from her. Whatever was coming, she couldn't let this discovery be lost or misused. In a split-second decision, Sarah grabbed the alien device and her notes, then smashed the lab's emergency evacuation button. Alarms blared as fire suppression systems activated, filling the room with obscuring mist. Amidst the chaos, she slipped past a stunned Evelyn and bolted down the hallway. Sarah's mind whirled as she ran, piecing together fragments of information. The alien message, the impossible transformations she'd witnessed. They hinted at a level of scientific advancement far beyond anything humanity had achieved. But Evelyn's reaction suggested something more. How long had she known about this? Who else was involved? Bursting out of the research complex, Sarah was momentarily blinded by the morning sun. She had no plan beyond escape, but she knew she couldn't go home. They'd look for her there first. She needed somewhere to hide, to think, to unravel the cosmic puzzle she'd stumbled into. As Sarah disappeared into the city streets, Evelyn emerged from the building, flanked by stern-looking men in dark suits. She watched her protégé vanish with a mixture of anger and regret. "Find her," she ordered. "But remember, she doesn't understand what she's dealing with. We need her alive." Across town, in a rundown motel room, Sarah hunched over her laptop, frantically decoding more of the alien transmission. The more she uncovered, the more troubling the picture became. The message wasn't just scientific formulas. It was a warning. Fragments of star charts and gravitational readings painted a dire scenario. Something massive was approaching our solar system, something that defied conventional physics. Sarah's hands shook as she pieced together the implications. The alien technology she briefly wielded, it wasn't just a scientific breakthrough. It was a tool, perhaps humanity's only hope against an impending cosmic catastrophe. But why send the warning in such an obscure way? Why not a clear message to Earth's governments or scientific institutions? A knock at the door made Sarah jump. She quickly shut her laptop, heart pounding. Had they found her already? She approached cautiously, ready to bolt if necessary. "Sarah? It's me, Alex. Please, I know you're in there." Sarah breathed a sigh of relief, recognizing the voice of her research assistant. She opened the door, quickly ushering him inside. Alex's eyes widened as he took in Sarah's disheveled appearance and the strange device on the bedside table. What's going on? The lab's in chaos, there are government types everywhere, and Dr. Roberts is saying you've had some kind of breakdown. Sarah laughed bitterly. A breakdown? Is that the story they're going with? She hesitated, studying Alex's face. Could she trust him? She had to trust someone. "Alex, what I'm about to tell you is going to sound insane, but I need you to listen, really listen. Everything we thought we knew about the universe, it's wrong, and we might be running out of time to save ourselves." As Sarah recounted her discoveries, Alex's expression shifted from disbelief to awe to fear. When she finished, a heavy silence fell over the room. "So what do we do now?" Alex finally asked, his voice barely above a whisper. Sarah turned to the alien device, its purple glow casting eerie shadows across the room. "We need to understand this technology fast. But more than that, we need allies. People we can trust, people with the resources to help us prepare for whatever's coming." She met Alex's gaze, her expression grim but determined. "It won't be easy. Evelyn, and whoever she's working with, will be hunting us. We'll be called traitors, maybe even enemies of humanity. But the truth is, we might be humanity's last hope." Alex nodded slowly, the weight of the situation settling on his shoulders. Where do we start? Before Sarah could answer, her laptop chimed. A new segment of the alien transmission had finished decoding. As they crowded around the screen, a chill ran down Sarah's spine. The message contained a single word, repeated over and over in various alien scripts. Hurry. The next few weeks were a blur of clandestine meetings, sleepless nights, and constant vigilance. Sarah and Alex moved frequently, always one step ahead of their pursuers. They reached out to trusted colleagues, building a network of scientists and researchers who could help decipher the alien technology and its implications. As they worked, a clearer picture emerged. The approaching cosmic anomaly was like nothing humanity had ever encountered. A massive tear in the fabric of space-time itself. If left unchecked, it could potentially swallow our entire solar system. The alien message wasn't just a warning. It was a desperate plea for help from a civilization that had already fallen victim to this phenomenon. Sarah's makeshift team made progress in understanding the alien device, but time was running out. Strange gravitational fluctuations were already being detected by observatories around the world. Governments scrambled for explanations, while conspiracy theories ran wild on the internet. Sarah knew they needed to go public with their findings, but doing so would expose them to Evelyn and her shadowy organization. The decision was made for them when Alex intercepted a classified government memo. Plans were being drawn up for mass bunkers, seed vaults, and other doomsday preparations. The powers that be knew something was coming, but they were planning for the wrong threat. We have to risk it, Sarah told her team, gathered in an abandoned warehouse that served as their latest hideout. If we don't act now, humanity's only defense will be to hide underground and hope for the best. We need to give them a fighting chance. The plan was audacious. Hijack a global broadcast network and present their findings to the world. It was a move that would paint targets on all their backs, but the alternative was unthinkable. As they made their final preparations, Sarah couldn't shake a gnawing doubt. Why had the aliens chosen her? Why encode their message in cosmic background radiation instead of sending a clear transmission? There were still missing pieces to the puzzle, and she feared they might be crucial. The day of the broadcast arrived. Sarah's team worked feverishly to bypass security systems and override scheduled programming. As the moment approached, Sarah stood before the camera, the alien device humming beside her. She took a deep breath, knowing that her next words would change the course of human history. Suddenly, alarms blared. They'd been found. Sarah could hear shouts and footsteps approaching rapidly. "We're out of time," Alex said urgently. "It's now or never." Sarah nodded, her resolve hardening. She faced the camera as Alex began the countdown. 3, 2, 1. The feed went live, broadcasting to billions of screens worldwide. "People of Earth," Sarah began, her voice steady despite the chaos around her. "My name is Dr. Sarah Chin, and what I'm about to tell you will challenge everything you thought you knew about our universe." As Sarah spoke, laying out the impending threat and the alien technology that might save them, her team fought to keep the broadcast running. They could hear doors being broken down, security forces getting closer with each passing second. Sarah was just explaining the potential of the alien device when the warehouse doors burst open. Evelyn strode in, flanked by armed guards. "Shut it down," she commanded. But Sarah stood her ground, continuing her message to the world. She reached for the alien device, intending to demonstrate its power. As her fingers touched its surface, the purple glow intensified. Evelyn's eyes widened in panic. "Sarah, don't. You don't understand what you're doing." The device pulsed, energy crackling around it. Sarah felt a strange sensation, as if reality itself was bending around her. The guards raised their weapons. Evelyn shouted something urgently, and Alex lunged to protect Sarah. In that moment of chaos, as billions watched in stunned silence, the alien device unleashed a blinding flash of light. When it faded, Sarah found herself somewhere else, somewhere impossible. She stood on what appeared to be a vast plain under an alien sky, the device still humming in her hands, and before her, stretching as far as the eye could see, were rows upon rows of strange, towering structures. A voice spoke, not in her ears, but directly in her mind. "Welcome, Sarah Chen of Earth. We have been waiting for you." Sarah's mouth went dry as she realized the truth. This wasn't just about saving Earth. She had stumbled into something far bigger, a cosmic game with stakes higher than she could have imagined. And now, for better or worse, she was at the center of it all. Back on Earth, in a warehouse full of stunned onlookers and a world watching in disbelief, the alien device continued to pulse with otherworldly energy. Humanity's greatest trial was about to begin, and their champion had just vanished before their eyes. Sarah's mind reeled as she took in her alien surroundings. The structures before her defied description, part organic, part technological, pulsing with an energy that seemed to bend reality itself. The voice in her mind spoke again, a chorus of harmonious tones that somehow conveyed both urgency and ancient wisdom. "Your arrival marks the beginning, Sarah Chen, but also, perhaps, the end." Before Sarah could form a question, a shimmering portal opened beside her. Through it, she could see the warehouse she had just left. Alex and Evelyn stood frozen in shock, the armed guards lowering their weapons in confusion. The alien device on Earth pulsed in sync with the structures around her. "You must choose," the voice continued. "Return now, and we will sever the connection. Your world will face the coming void alone. Or stay and learn the truth. But know that time flows differently here. Years may pass on Earth in the span of moments." Sarah's heart raced. The fate of humanity rested on her decision, but she had so many unanswered questions. Why had she been chosen? What was the true nature of the cosmic threat? As if in response to her thoughts, the alien landscape shifted. Sarah gasped as she saw a visualization of the universe unlike anything human science had conceived. Galaxies were interconnected by threads of dark energy, and at the edges, a writhing darkness consumed everything it touched. "The void grows," the voice explained. "It has already claimed countless civilizations. We are the last line of defense, and we are failing." Suddenly, Sarah understood. The aliens hadn't just sent a warning. They were recruiting. Earth's unique position in the cosmic web made it vital to their plans. But why the secrecy? Why not approach world leaders directly? As if sensing her doubt, the voice took on a tone of sadness. "Not all on your world wish to see it saved, Sarah Chen. There are those who would use this knowledge to dominate, to reshape reality in their image. We had to be certain." A chill ran down Sarah's spine as she thought of Evelyn and the organization she represented. How deep did this conspiracy go? Back on Earth, the situation was spiraling out of control. The global broadcast had thrown the world into chaos. Governments scrambled to respond, religious leaders proclaimed the end times, and fringe groups saw opportunity in the confusion. In the warehouse, Evelyn approached the pulsing device, her expression a mix of fear and determination. "We have to shut it down," she ordered. "The plan is compromised." Alex stood his ground. "What plan? What aren't you telling us, Evelyn?" Before she could respond, the device emitted a high-pitched whine. The air shimmered, and suddenly Sarah was standing before them once more. But something was different. Her eyes held a depth of knowledge that hadn't been there before, and she moved with an otherworldly grace. "Sarah?" Alex asked hesitantly. She smiled sadly. "It's me, Alex. But it's also not. I've seen so much." Evelyn raised her hand, signaling the guards to stand down. "How long?" she asked, her voice barely a whisper. "For you, seconds," Sarah replied. "For me, lifetimes." The implications hung heavy in the air. Sarah turned to address the still active camera, knowing the world was watching. "People of Earth, the situation is far more complex than we imagined. The threat we face is real, but it's not the only danger." As Sarah began to explain, laying out a cosmic conflict beyond human comprehension, Evelyn's communication device chimed. Her face paled as she read the message. "It's happening," she interrupted, "faster than we predicted." Outside, the sky was changing. Auroras danced at impossible latitudes, and keen observers noticed the stars were subtly out of alignment. The cosmic tear was approaching far ahead of schedule. Sarah felt a pull from the alien device. The voice returned, now audible to everyone in the room. Sarah Chen of Earth, bearer of the cosmic key. The final gambit begins. All realities hang in the balance. The warehouse filled with blinding light as the device activated fully. Sarah found herself at the center of a maelstrom of energy, cosmic forces flowing through her. She turned to her friends, her eyes glowing with power and determination. "I know what we have to do," she said, "but I can't do it alone. Humanity must stand united or all is lost." As the light engulfed them, as reality itself seemed to warp and bend, the true battle for the fate of not just Earth, but all of existence, was about to begin. Sarah Chen, once a simple scientist, now stood at the crossroads of cosmic destiny. The next moments would determine whether humanity would rise to face an impossible challenge or be swept away by forces beyond their comprehension. The warehouse dissolved around them, reality shifting like quicksand. Sarah, Alex, and Evelyn found themselves standing on what appeared to be a vast, translucent platform suspended in space. Below them, Earth hung like a fragile blue marble. Above, the cosmic tier loomed, a writhing mass of darkness that defied description. Sarah's body crackled with energy from the alien device, now fused to her very being. She turned to Evelyn, her eyes glowing with otherworldly knowledge. "You knew. All this time you knew." Evelyn nodded, her composure cracking. "We thought we could control it, harness the tier's power. We were wrong. So terribly wrong." As if on cue, ships appeared around them. Sleek, impossible vessels that spoke of technology far beyond human understanding. A familiar chorus of voices filled their minds. "The confluence has arrived. Sarah Chen, it is time." Sarah took a deep breath, centering herself amidst the cosmic storm. She began to explain rapidly, piecing together the full picture at last. The aliens weren't just one race, but a coalition of survivors from across the multiverse. The cosmic tear was a result of their attempts to flee their dying realities, punching holes in the fabric of existence. "They need us," Sarah said. "Humanity's unique position in the cosmic web. Our adaptability. We're the key to sealing the breach." Alex looked bewildered. "But how? We're just us." Sarah smiled. "That's exactly it. Our potential, our unpredictability. Watch." She raised her hands, channeling the device's power. Images flashed around them. Human history, culture, art, science, all our triumphs and failures. As the display expanded, they could see tendrils of energy reaching out, connecting to the alien ships, to the very edges of the tear itself. "We're the glue," Evelyn whispered in awe. "Our stories, our experiences, they're binding the multiverse together." The tear pulsed angrily, sensing the threat. Dark tendrils lashed out, whipping across the platform. Sarah staggered, her connection wavering. "It's not enough," she gasped. "We need more. We need everyone." Understanding dawned on Alex's face. He turned to the aliens. "The broadcast. Can you amplify it? Reach every human on Earth." The response came not in words, but in action. The platform hummed, and suddenly they were surrounded by countless holographic screens. Every television, computer, and phone on Earth showed Sarah, her eyes blazing with cosmic fire. "People of Earth," she began, her voice resonating across the globe. "I know you're scared. What I'm about to ask will sound impossible. But at this moment, we need you to do the most human thing of all: to hope, to imagine, to believe in something greater than ourselves." As Sarah spoke, she felt the connection growing stronger. Billions of minds focused as one, their collective will becoming a tangible force. The tear shuddered, its edges beginning to knit together. But the void fought back. Dark energy lashed out, targeting the alien ships. Several winked out of existence, their occupants lost. The platform shook violently. "It's now or never," Evelyn shouted above the cosmic din. She locked eyes with Sarah. "You know what has to be done, what we prepared for." Sarah nodded grimly. This was the moment everything had led to. She turned to Alex, her expression softening. "I'm sorry. I wish there was another way." Before he could react, Sarah leaped from the platform, diving straight towards the tier. As she fell, she unleashed the full power of the device. Her body became a conduit, channeling the combined will of humanity and the cosmic energy of the confluence. The tear trembled, its edges curling inward. Sarah's form grew brighter and brighter until she was a star falling into darkness. There was a moment of perfect stillness, then a blinding flash lit up the cosmos. The tear collapsed in on itself, taking Sarah with it. In its place, a new star burst into life, pulsing with colors no human eye had ever seen. On the platform, Alex fell to his knees. Evelyn placed a hand on his shoulder, her voice thick with emotion. She did it. Earth is safe. The multiverse is safe. As the aliens began to disappear, returning to their own realities, Alex looked up at the newborn star. Is she? Evelyn shook her head. I don't know, but if there's one thing I've learned, it's to never underestimate Sarah Chen. The platform dissolved, depositing them back in the warehouse. Outside, the sky had returned to normal, yet somehow more vibrant than before. Humanity had faced its greatest trial and emerged transformed. As news of Sarah's sacrifice spread, the world came together in a way it never had before. International tensions eased, scientific collaboration flourished, and a new age of cosmic awareness dawned. But in a secret lab, buried deep beneath the Earth's surface, a lone scientist worked tirelessly. Surrounded by alien technology and complex equations, she pursued a singular goal. For she alone had heard the final whisper carried on solar winds from that impossible new star. The story isn't over. Find me. The search for Sarah Chen had only just begun. In the months following the cosmic event, Earth underwent a profound transformation. The knowledge gained from the alien encounter sparked a renaissance in science and technology. Governments worldwide pooled resources, forming a united front to explore the new frontiers opened by Sarah Chen's sacrifice. Alex found himself at the center of this new world order, reluctantly thrust into the role of humanity's ambassador to the stars. He traveled the globe, sharing the true story of what had happened and coordinating efforts to understand the alien technology left behind. But in quiet moments, his thoughts always returned to Sarah and the mysterious message from the new star. Evelyn, for her part, faced a reckoning. Her organization's secrets were laid bare, and she worked tirelessly to make amends. She turned over every scrap of classified information, every hidden research facility, to the new Global Scientific Council. It was a start, but the road to redemption would be long. As Earth's brightest minds deciphered more of the alien knowledge, breakthroughs came at an astonishing pace. Clean energy solutions eliminated the need for fossil fuels. Medical advances eradicated diseases once thought incurable. The first faster-than-light propulsion systems were tested, promising a future among the stars. But with these advancements came new challenges. Humanity grappled with questions of ethics, identity, and purpose in a universe now known to be vaster and stranger than ever imagined. Philosophy and spirituality evolved, trying to reconcile age-old beliefs with cosmic realities. Through it all, the new star, dubbed Chen's Beacon by astronomers, pulsed steadily. Its unique energy signature defied conventional explanation, and many took it as a sign that Sarah was still out there, somehow watching over humanity's progress. 5 years to the day after the event, Alex stood in the control room of Earth's first extrasolar probe. The culmination of global effort, the ship was about to attempt its maiden voyage to Chen's Beacon. As the countdown began, he felt a mix of hope and trepidation. You really think she's out there? Evelyn asked, joining him at the observation window. Alex nodded. I have to believe. Sarah always had a way of doing the impossible. The probe vanished in a flash of light, streaking across the cosmos faster than human eyes could follow. Hours later, it reached its destination, and the control room erupted in cheers as the first data packets arrived. But the celebration was short-lived. As the images resolved on the main screen, a hush fell over the room. Chen's Beacon wasn't just a star. It was a vast, impossibly complex structure. At its heart, pulsing with energy, was a familiar shape, the alien device, grown to cosmic proportions. Before anyone could react, a transmission cut through the silence. A face appeared on the screen, familiar yet changed. Sarah Chen smiled at them, her eyes now galaxies of swirling light. "Hello, old friends," she said, her voice resonating with power and warmth. "I'm sorry it took so long. Time works differently here." Alex stepped forward, his heart racing. "Sarah? What happened to you?" Sarah's expression turned serious. "I've become something new, Alex. A bridge between realities. The multiverse is vaster and more wondrous than we ever imagined, and it needs guardians." She gestured, and the view expanded to show countless shimmering portals, each leading to a different reality. The work has only just begun. Earth's journey to the stars is the first step in a greater adventure. Evelyn spoke up, her voice trembling. "What do you need us to do?" Sarah's smile returned. "Keep pushing forward. Explore, learn, grow, and when you're ready, join me. There are wonders beyond imagining waiting to be discovered." The transmission ended, leaving the control room in stunned silence. Alex and Evelyn exchanged glances, a mix of awe and determination in their eyes. They knew that this was just the beginning. In the years that followed, humanity reached for the stars with renewed purpose. Ken's beacon became a symbol of hope and a reminder of the cosmic destiny that awaited them. Ships ventured further into the unknown, carrying the best of human culture and scientific achievement. And somewhere out there, Sarah Chen watched over it all, no longer just a scientist, but a cosmic guardian, ensuring that the story of humanity and the multiverse would continue for eons to come. As news of the probe's discovery spread, people around the world looked up at the night sky with new eyes. The universe was no longer a cold, empty void, but a realm of infinite possibilities. Humanity had taken its first steps into a larger world, guided by the legacy of one woman who dared to reach for the impossible. The story of Sarah Chen, the human scientist who unlocked alien secrets and changed the universe, became legend. But for those who knew the truth, it wasn't an ending. It was a beginning, the first chapter in humanity's greatest adventure.